And House Republican Conference Chair and Michigan Congresswoman Lisa McClain joins us now. Great to have you here. So there's a lot of things happening all at once. And I was reminded of something we used to talk about in the Bush administration about the two clocks. So America had a clock and Iraq had a clock, and our enemy did. And I wonder about China and its ability to exercise, one, control over its citizens, because they don't care about their citizens, and also their ability to say how patient they can be. And then the clock here in America, especially as people see the markets, the bond yields going up, interest rates going up, and all of this starting to affect the people on Main Street. What's the clock like in your district when it comes to patience?
Well, the clock in our district is actually more patient than I had really expected. We're heavy manufacturing, heavy auto workers, and the lens that my constituents and the people in the state of Michigan see is finally a president that wants to bring jobs back to our state. Look, at Michigan lost a seat a couple years ago because we lost jobs. We lost manufacturing jobs. People were getting laid off. They are actually excited that we have a president that's trying to level the playing field and trying to bring jobs back to not only the United States, but more importantly, our state in Michigan. So they're optimistic, and they have more patience, I think.
Interesting. Good point about the congressional seat. John?
Yeah, Chairwoman McClain, it's good to see you again. It's John Roberts here. Question for you, because when the news came out last night that it looked like maybe China was looking for a negotiation, stock market futures were looking up, then China hit us with more tariffs, and now the stock market futures are looking down again. People are looking at their 401ks, or they're not looking at their 401ks for fear of what they might find out. And a big question a lot of people have is, how much turmoil do you expect before things start to straighten out?
Well, look, the tariffs only been in place for a little bit over a week. And I think we have to give them 30, 60, 90 days, give them an opportunity to settle. And I think they will. We have been at a deficit, whether it be the trade deficit or be unfair tariffs, for decades. What President Trump and we're trying to do is level the playing field and fix a mess that has been here for decades. The stock market is, you can either look at it at short term or long term. I have confidence in the stock market. I have confidence in business. And we've only been here for a week, and look at all the countries that are coming to the table right now. And trust me, China will take notice.
Congresswoman, Chip Roy is one of your colleagues there. When it comes to the tax and spending cuts bill that you guys are trying to work on, I know that there was some progress yesterday as the president tried to convince some members of Congress who are reluctant to think about the longer term consequences of that. But here's what Chip Roy is saying about the spending cuts not being deep enough.
$4 billion foreign cuts is clearly not sufficient. It's frankly a joke from the Senate, and it's more of the same swamp stuff that we've been dealing with for years, and so nothing's changed. So, we have to draw a line in the sand now on a budget, and the Senate's budget's not there.
Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I actually agree with my colleague in this respect. Is what the Senate sent back over was a far cry from what the House is doing on serious business. But the time is now. The president is clear. Move on our agenda. And all this budget resolution does is unlock the reconciliation process so we can start to work on in our committees to the numbers that we in the House, who are very serious about spending cuts and savings. So I'm excited to move forward. We're going to put this bill on the floor. The president was really clear yesterday. Pass the agenda and get started on our cuts that we need to make, that the House proposal put forth, I think it was a couple weeks ago. So I'm excited to get started. The president was super clear. Let's unlock this budget resolution and get started for the American people.
You said that the president was very clear. In fact, here's what he said last night at that NRCC dinner.
Have to get there, and I think we are there. We had a great meeting today. I think we are there. But just in case there are a couple of Republicans out there, you just got to get there. Close your eyes and get there. It's a phenomenal bill. Stop grandstanding. Just stop grandstanding.
Yeah, so he's accusing some folks, we don't know exactly who he's talking about, though we could surmise, to stop grandstanding. You said that you would not want to be the one to stand in the way of the president's agenda. Can you get this across the finish line?
I'm confident we can get this across the finish line. Listen, the president, like I said, was very clear, and I respect my colleagues. They truly want budget cuts. They don't want to do the same old thing that we've always done over and over again. So when Chip Roy talks, he is serious about cutting spending. And I think what we want to do is make sure that we're delivering on that agenda. And I will just remind everybody, all this vote is doing today is unlocking that so that we can get started, and we can get started marking up in our committees to our numbers. We got to get rolling. We got to get going.
All right. Lisa McClain, you got a big job ahead of you today. We appreciate you kicking off our show. Thank you so much.
Good to see you again.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You too.